for this space. Thank you for your time. And we start to talk about this really amazing movie and magic movie, Hot Milk. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm I'm shocked. It's a really good movie, and it's a really emotional. And I saw Hot Milk is part of the official selection of the 40 Guadalajara International Film Festival and competing for the Maguey Award. Yeah.
Mhm.
And how does it feel this thing in your life and in your movie?
Well, it's absolutely wonderful to be here. And I didn't know what to expect, and I haven't been to Mexico properly before. And it's just been a kind of explosion and a riot of beautiful people, amazing films. Very proud to be part of the festival, which, feels incredibly important at this moment in time too, when rights and freedom is going to being shut down a bit. It's like let's celebrate and let's tell diverse stories. And I'm just really happy that Hot Milk is here. And we had a screening last night, and it was sold out, and people had fantastic questions, and people were in tears, and so it was really wonderful and inspiring.
Yeah, and maybe magic
Yeah.
again.
There was magic. It was magic. And, you forget when you're writing something that it's going to travel. You just think, okay, here's this strange British story with a bit of this and a bit of that. And then suddenly you're in a different continent. And it's just really wonderful to, be in Latin America and just experiencing Mexico. And the audience and the passion for cinema is fantastic, and cinema is very important at the moment. So this festival that's lasted for 40 years, that's incredible, isn't it? Culturally.
Yeah, it's a huge festival, and it's this movie. It's perfect for this. And
Yeah,
congratulations,
thank
really
you.
congratulations. It's a really magic movie. And for another question, how would you describe Hot
Mm,
Milk in your own words? Yeah, in
mm.
your own words.
Well, I find it mysterious and strange and seductive and sometimes funny and sometimes painful, but essentially a story that is hopeful, despite the darkness. That's how I see it.
No, it's a good describe.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot emotions.
Yeah, yeah. It's about finding your voice, it's about overcoming obstacles and trauma, and it's about finding love and the glory of falling in love, but also the pain of love not being necessarily what you want it to be. And it's
Yeah.
also about family and how difficult family can be, um, and codependency, relationships. So it's about a lot of things.
A lot of things and find your voice and find the light in the
Mm,
darkness situations and something. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
um what was it like working with such a strong cast,
Mm,
like but especially Emma and Fiona? How
mm.
does it feel?
Well, they're incredible actors. Everyone in the film was just so amazing, on screen and off, supportive, brilliant, and kind of forensic in their preparation, because, for instance, Fiona and Emma had never met. They just had to meet on set and do that relationship. So, they have to kind of have that muscle where they can just look at each other and instantly connect and be mother and daughter. And I thought their chemistry was incredible. I'd known Fiona all my life through theatre and film, and Emma I knew from Sex Education, and Emily, and I just thought they both have this real intensity, and I believe in them, as a
Yeah,
mother and daughter, and their frustration, but also underneath it an absolute love, and a need to love each other, but how we let ourselves build walls, so they had a lot to contend with, but
yeah,
finally, I think, Emma's character just almost fights for both of them. And I think that's deeply impressive.
yeah, really, really impressive. And maybe difficult for the emotions and it was the first time when, yeah, both
Mm.
personalities, it's like, okay, nice to meet you, and
Yeah.
we love each other.
Yeah. And you know, we didn't shoot it chronologically, you know, so their second scene together was the last scene in the film, you know, so they have to kind of find that energy, you know, and that connection and the revelation of secrets. And they are just like incredible actors, you know. And so I think casting is such a huge part of being a director, you know, getting the right people and not just on screen, but off, you know, the right production designer, the right cinematographer, the right producers. It becomes like a very tight family.
Yeah, yeah, like family, and you are a really huge and good team. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
really good team.
And when you have that, you create a safe space, you know, and people can play. And there's no fear, nobody's scared of the producer or the director. It's just like this is a space to play, you know, and to be brilliant. And it wasn't easy, you know, we shot in Greece and pretended it was Spain, and it was 45 degrees some days, you know, and locations burnt down. But everyone was just so incredible. And you know, it was in independent film, so it was a long time finding the budget for it. But finally, when we lifted off, it was just the most joyous experience.
No, I love that phrase. Just your safety place.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a really good thing when you have to work in something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
You,
a really good thing.
yeah, and with, you know, some of the scenes are very intimate. You need to know that people are looking after you, you know, that you can express yourself, you can be sensual without you know, somebody trying to prod you or tell you to do things. You know, it's very delicate acting. Actors are very brave, and so you know, we just create a platform for them to, you know, make the story.
No, it sounds beautiful. And really, it, really congratulations. Sounds
Thank
a
you.
really good team
Yeah,
and a really good work.
yeah, it
Uh,
was amazing.
Thank you. And talk about Sophia.
Yeah.
Sophia's journey is not just a physical,
Mm.
but deeply emotional. Uh,
Mm.
how did you approach building that inner transformation on a screen on this movie?
Well, in the book, it's Sophia telling the story, you know, so you can hear her every thought and she's commenting on everyone and her mother. So that was a challenge, you know. Do you have a voiceover? You know, do you look at Emma Mackey and you hear her thoughts? But I thought it would be more interesting to look at her, and Emma has such an amazing face. You want to know what is going on, and she's so expressive. And so we watch and watch and watch. And then through the act of love, you know, she finds strength, you know,
Yeah.
and she can roar at her mother, you know, and she can break things. And so she's been waiting since 4 years old, you know, for this event. And so we find her at age 26. And so I think that that's interesting because I think sometimes we feel like as teenagers we are meant to become adult, but I think some people become adult in their 20s, some in their 30s. You know, there is a kind of strangeness to age about finding oneself, you know, and I'm still finding things about myself in my 50s, you know, so it's kind of it's ongoing, you know, but I think that that climax for her was about satellites around her helping her to give her voice.
Wow. Well, it's the story. It's like in
Yeah.
your head. Yeah, yeah. But it's a strange story.
Mm.
But you make a magic with that tragic with the mother, and yeah, with the relationship and daughter and mother, and enjoy your voice. It's a huge magic movie. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. And talk about Sophia, and talk about you saw before. If you could ask Sophia one question, as if she were real, if she were here, what would it be?
I would ask her, what would make you happy?
Hmm.
And I think often with parents, it's almost like, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you
Yeah,
want to say? But it's not what will make you happy. And sometimes I think that that's the most important question. And
yeah,
I remember just you want to know that, I mean, happiness is everything. And
yeah.
really, I don't mean that people should be happy every second because that's impossible, but a certain freedom in oneself you need before you can be happy. So
Yeah,
then,
you can choose be
yeah,
happy.
you can choose, you have the capacity to be happy. Some people have so few choices in life that it's very hard to find either freedom or happiness. So I think, that is the question for everyone, is what will make you free and what will make you happy.
Yeah, and choose that thing.
Mm,
Wow. I thank you so much. Thank you so much. And finally, what does hot milk mean to you? Not about describe the movie, not about the actress, the nothing. Just what does hot milk mean to you about everything and the project?
mm. For me, it was life-changing. It was about finding my own voice in many ways, because I'd written for decades and I'd had frustrations in work, and I never felt I could direct because I didn't think I had the right sort of confidence. And
Yeah,
then suddenly I just thought, I'm confident about the work, and the work is it. I don't need to be 100%, superwoman. So for
yeah,
me, it's about realizing decisions that you don't have to be perfect to make something. You just go in with the mess of it and with the people. And if you can hold a space and be honest and authentic with people, then you have a good chance of making something beautiful if you have the vision and the script and the work and the preparation. So hot milk for me is like the most incredible meeting of minds and bodies in one space to make something. And I was very moved by it when it happened. And I'm still moved because those bodies and spirits travel to different places like Mexico, and suddenly
yeah.
there is more communication. So it's about human communication.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. It's a really good describe. How do you feel in this moment? Thank you so much for your time. I'm Lilia from Oye in
Thank you.
Mexico City, and this is your house, whatever you want. And we hope you enjoy this part of your life and enjoy this movie. And this is the first part of a really good travel in this project.
Thanks, Lilia. I'm having a beautiful time in Mexico. Thank you.